And hello everyone, welcome to your first at-home Pilates class. We are in quarantine at the moment, so I've decided to put some classes together online for you to do at home in very own comfort of your home. I'm a little bit nervous, this is my first time. Hopefully I've got myself in frame. Alright, so today we're doing a little bit of a core warm-up. This is an excellent exercise or series of exercises to do leading up to do another workout on top of it. This is also really great for beginners or people who have trouble with their core. This is a great series of exercise to slowly build up your core strength. I would begin with the very first exercise and slowly work your way down. But if you start to feel like it is too much, that's where you stop. So if you feel like you get to the second exercise and you're not quite getting the full benefit of the second exercise or the first exercise, I would stop there, practice those ones, and then come back and keep building on top of that one until you can get through the whole series of exercises. So let's get started. We're going to actually start just laying on our back. Okay, so we're just going to lay on our back, and firstly we're just going to think of a box, our core as a box. Okay, so we're thinking of those lower, like your pelvic floor exercise as the bottom of the box, your obliques as the side of the box, and your diaphragm as the top of your box. So we're drawing a box. Each time you breathe in, I want you to think of expanding that box. And then each time you breathe out, I want you to think of that box, sucking the air all out of the box, breathing out and compacting the box, bringing it closer and closer, making it a smaller and smaller box. So you're going to inhale, increase the box, make the box bigger, blow it up like a balloon, and then exhale, shrink it down, bringing all the sides of the boxes together to make a smaller box. So continue with that. Inhale, expand the box, exhale, make the box smaller, and think of all the sides, so bringing up that pelvic floor and sliding down your ribs and your diaphragm. Inhale, expand the box. Exhale, bring the sides of the box in together. And pushing everything together to make a smaller box. Let's do 3 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Let's try one more. Inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to continue with that. This time we're going to turn around onto our tummy, lying in a prone position. You can just rest your hands under your forehead. And this time what I want you to think about doing is each time you breathe out, I want you to think about lifting those tummy muscles up off the floor so that a little ant could crawl under your tummy while you have those muscles lifted. And then as you exhale, I just want you to relax everything. So we're going to inhale, lift those belly button and belly muscles up off the floor, and then exhale, just relax everything down. Inhale, lift up the tummy muscles, and exhale, let everything relax down. I'm going to do about another 3 or 4 of these. Inhale, and exhale. beautiful. Inhale. And exhale. And we're going to do one more like that. And each time you're pulling those muscles up from the floor, you should feel those muscles contracting. And then inhale, relax. We're now going to turn over onto our back again. And we're going to start with a very simple bent knee fall out. So as we do these bent knee fall outs, what we're going to do is we're going to slowly take one knee out to the side. I'm going to exaggerate the movement so we can all see it. Okay, you're going to take your knee out to the side and then you're going to bring it back in. And then out to the side and bring it back in. We're going to start with one leg at a time. We're going to go really slow and we're going to connect the core with that movement. So we're going to inhale, turning the core on. And then as it's turned on, we're going to slowly ease the leg out to the side. You only want to take your leg out as far as you can while you still have that core control. And then we exhale, tighten the core, and imagine you're using your core to pull that leg back in. Inhale. Use those core muscles, so making that box shape, pulling everything in, and then exhale, tighten that even more as you pull the leg in. So to know whether you're doing this exercise correctly or not, you will feel your core muscles controlling that leg movement. So a way that I try to think of it as, I think there's a rope attached from my core to my leg, and I'm thinking of pulling the rope in as I pull my leg in, so my core is pulling the rope in, and then as I let my leg go out, I'm letting, the core is allowing the rope out, which is allowing the leg out. So the core is controlling the whole movement. So let's just do the other side now. So I'm going to inhale, out to the side, exhale, bring the leg back in. So this is quite, not easy for everyone of course, it's quite simple movements, however it's how you should be feeling it, so you should really be feeling it working and contracting in your core, and your leg is just the puppet of the core, okay? So your leg is only moving because your core is allowing it to. So think of it as the strings are attached to your leg and the core is the one doing all the work. Nice and slow, and you can go as slow as you want in this movement. All we're thinking about doing is turning those core muscles on, being really aware of them. So now we're going to do two legs together. So we're going to slowly take both legs out at once, and then exhale, really squeeze. We're going to take a little bit extra by squeezing your legs completely together. Really strong squeeze that you feel your inner thighs switch on, and then inhale. Control them out to the side. Don't just let them fall out. You want to control out to the side, and then exhale, bring them together and squeeze. Inhale, and then exhale, squeeze. Inhale to control them out to the side, and then exhale, squeeze. Making sure my mic is still on. Let's do 3 more like that. Okay, we should be starting to feel everything just a little bit warm, tingly. Nothing burning yet. Alright, so we're just going to take our arms down by our side. Do a couple of pelvic tilts just to get our pelvis in a nice neutral position, and then we're going to slowly lift one leg into tabletop, then make sure that core is set, and we lift the next leg into tabletop. We're going to hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest one foot down, and then the next foot. Okay, so what I want you to think about with this one is keeping everything really stable, keeping shoulders relaxed. Okay, we're going to inhale, lift one leg, set that core up, lift the next leg up. We're going to hold it for 10 seconds. So let's relax our neck and shoulders. Can you hold your legs in this position with a relaxed neck and shoulders? Make sure our ribs are pressing down, but our lower back still has that natural curve. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Rest one leg down, and then the next leg. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to lift from the other leg this time first. So we're going to lift the right leg up, set that core, and then the left leg. Let's hold it here. Draw your belly back to your spine. Keep those ribs down. So we don't want to see the ribs flaring. We want them down, drawing a belly button to our spine, using our abs to hold our legs here, not our legs. So we shouldn't be feeling it here or in our hip flexors. We should be feeling our core do all the work. And then we're going to slowly rest one leg down, and then the next leg. Okay, and we're going up again. Inhale, right leg goes up. Set that core, left leg up. This time we're going into toe taps. We're going to tap, so we're hinging from the hip, tapping the toe, alternating to the ground. So try not to bend through the knees, but rather hinge from the hip, keeping those core connected and really pulling with the core so that you don't feel like your legs are doing all the work. Arms should be nice and relaxed. Okay, if you're starting to feel this in your back at all, just try to bring your legs in a little bit closer to your body. That will just help. And then as you feel stronger, you can take your legs further away. Ideally, you want your knees in line with your hips so that you're sitting in a 90-degree angle. So we're going to go 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we rest one leg down at a time. So try to avoid plopping down, one leg at a time. So it's all about control. We're going to reset, do a couple of pelvic tilts just to loosen that back up. We're resetting, neutral pelvis, lifting one leg into tabletop, and the next leg, core on nice and strong, so closing and compacting that box. We're going to squeeze our knees together and we're going into pendulum. So we're going to take our arms out a little bit wider, palms facing the ceiling. We're going to slowly take both knees to the side. Exhale, use your core to bring the legs back to the center. And then inhale to the other side, keeping those knees squeezed. Exhale, come back to center. Let's continue. Inhale. And exhale. Now as we go to the side, lift the hip up so that your knees stay in line with one another. So we don't want one hip dropping. Beautiful. Keep going. So we're twisting through the core. Hips are staying up in line with one another still. We're trying to keep the pressure out of our arms. Make our core do all the work. Let's do 2 more, one on each side. Try to keep those knees squeezed together. Last one. And remember, we rest one leg down and then the next leg. So we're going to take our arms, point them up towards the ceiling, have our palms facing one another. We want our feet to be hip distance apart. So kind of our heels should be in line with our sit bones and in line with our knees, and knees should be in line with our hips. So we don't want our knees out here or we don't want our knees in. We want them to be in line with our hips and arms up. So we're going to inhale, reset our tummy, and then exhale, crunch up. Slide the ribs towards your hips Try not to lift your tailbone, so keep your tailbone down. And then inhale, slowly down. Exhale. Reach those hands towards your heels. Inhale. Exhale. You can take one hand behind your head if you feel it too much in your neck. If you feel a little bit at the front of your neck, that's okay. We want the front of our neck to be working. Okay, that's how we strengthen those neck muscles. Make your neck nice and long. Draw your belly button to your spine. Press down into your heels, but don't lift your butt up off the floor. Keep that tailbone sinking down into the floor. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Okay, keep those hands pointing up towards the ceiling. We lift one leg into tabletop and then the next leg into tabletop. And we're going to squeeze our knees together. And moving into a crunch again. Exhale. Inhale. Good work. Lifting those shoulders, keeping your chin tucked, looking towards your knees. You are welcome to stay with your feet on the ground as well. Okay, so just go where you feel comfortable. Let's do one more. And then we rest one leg down and then the next leg. We're going to take our hands behind our head now and we're moving into obliques. So we're going to exhale, crunch, and think about opposite armpit to opposite knee. Inhale, come back down. Exhale to the other side. Inhale down. Continue. Beautiful. So we should be starting to feel those obliques working on the side now. Let's go one more. So now we're going to continue that with our legs in tabletop. So lifting one leg into tabletop and then the next leg into tabletop. As we twist, we bring our knee towards our armpit and we extend the opposite leg. We rest our head down each time, okay? Nice pointed toes, long legs. Now remember, this is just a warm-up, it's not a race. Go nice and slow. Take your time to make sure you're doing the exercise properly. We're going to do one more here. And then we're resting one leg and then the next leg. We're moving over now onto our hands and knees. If anyone has any wrist problems, you're welcome to get either a chair or a box and rest your forearms on a box, okay? Otherwise we're on our hands and knees. If you put pressure, if you really stretch your hands out and put pressure into your fingers, that will help you to take a little bit of excess pressure off your wrists. So what we're going to do here is a 4-point kneeling plank. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in, make sure we have a nice straight spine so we're not sinking down, we're staying nice and straight. We're going to press through our feet and press through our hands and just lift the knees just up off the floor. And we're going to hold it there for a moment. Draw your belly back to your spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just rest the knees down. We're going straight back into another 10-second hold. Let's stay nice and strong through the midsection. Deep breath in. And then on your exhale, press through your hands and feet and lift those knees just up off the floor. 5, pressing up through those shoulders. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest down. And we're going to do one more like that. Nice deep breath. And exhale, lifting up. Holding it there. Don't lift those knees too high. We want them down nice and low. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest down. Good work. We're moving straight into a side plank with a hip dip so that we're really working those obliques. So moving down onto our forearm. I'll give you a couple of variations. We're going to start with one of the harder ones and then I'll show you the options. So all together we're going to take a nice deep breath in and then exhale, lift up. Arm comes up too. Okay, so we have our feet stacked, arms up, hips up. If you want a variation, take one knee or you can bend both knees. Try to keep your head up in line with the rest of your spine. So from here we're going to drop the hip down and then lift the hip up. Drop the hip down, lift the hip up. Keep going. Drop the hip down, lift the hip up. Down and up. Okay, options, down and up. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. That was hard work. Okay, we're going to go over to the other side now. So pick your options. Okay, and you can also do what I did. So I started on my feet and then I dropped down onto my knees. Start hard, do as much as you can, and then make it easier as you go on. Okay, drop the hips and lift. Drop and lift. Drop. Good work. Two more. You should feel those obliques working. Keep those hips forward and resting down. Good work. We're almost there. We've got 2 exercises to go. So the next one is going to lead into the last exercise, and this is an assisted roll like a ball. So we're not going to do the full roll like a ball today because this is just a warm-up. So we're not meant to be going hardcore just yet. Bring our knees together, sitting up nice and straight to begin with, and just put our hands onto the front of our legs. We're going to exhale, tilt your pelvis, and start tilting and rolling and rounding through your lower back, drawing your belly button to your spine. And I'm just going to open my arm up here. What I want you to think about is pulling your pubic bone towards your belly button and sliding your tailbone towards your heels. And then we're just going to inhale, sitting up nice and straight again, and again. Exhale. And then inhale. And again, exhale. And inhale. We want to make sure we're not taking all the pressure in our shoulders, so we don't want to be stooping through our shoulders like this. You will a little bit, your shoulders will roll a little bit, but we want to focus on trying to stay open as much as you can here and focus on grounding your back lower down, so your lower back, not your upper back. Okay, so this is really stretching out our lower back, turning on those muscles, really thinking of those lower core muscles now. We're going to do one more. And back up. And then leading to our next exercise, just make sure your feet are at one end of the mat. Take a nice deep breath in, arms out in front. And we're going to exhale, tilt the pelvis. Slowly rolling down. Just stretch our legs out now, arms up. Deep breath, lengthen, and then exhale, lead with the hands. Point your toes. And roll all the way up. Reaching towards your legs. Exhale, rolling down. Reach the arms over your head. And then exhale. All the way up. If your back is a little bit stiff, you might find you need a little bit of assistance, so you can use your leg to control yourself down. Stretch out. And then use your leg to roll back up. Exhale. And exhale. It's okay to use your legs just a little bit just to help you up if you need it. If you don't need it, that's beautiful. Okay, I'll make this our last one. Beautiful. And we are all done. I hope you enjoyed this core warm-up series of exercises. So this is a great one to do before you do something else, or if you're just wanting to start afresh and just start with the basics. Okay, see you next time in the next video. Bye.